Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879, in the small city of Ulm in the Kingdom of Württemberg, part of the German Empire. His father, Hermann Einstein, was a quiet man who worked as a salesman and later ran an electrical equipment manufacturing company. Although the business struggled, Hermann's entrepreneurial spirit would influence Albert's curiosity for mechanical devices and scientific experiments. His mother, Pauline Koch, was a talented pianist who had a deep love for music and arts. Pauline instilled in Albert a love for music that stayed with him throughout his life. In fact, Albert became an accomplished violinist, and playing the violin became one of his favorite pastimes, offering him solace when the complexities of science became overwhelming. Einstein's family wasn't wealthy, but they valued education and learning. Despite his later success, Einstein's early childhood wasn't easy. He didn't speak until the age of 3, and even when he did, his slow speech pattern concerned his parents. His teachers, too, thought he was a bit odd. Einstein preferred to sit quietly, lost in thought, rather than actively participating in class. But while he seemed slow to others, his mind was already spinning with deep questions about the world around him. At the age of 5, Einstein's father gave him a simple compass. To anyone else, it was just a tool, but for young Albert, it was a window into the unseen forces of nature. How did the needle always point north? This mystery ignited a lifelong passion for understanding the invisible forces that govern the universe. Einstein didn't fit into the strict and rigid German education system. He often clashed with his teachers, who demanded rote memorization and unquestioning obedience. Instead of blindly following the curriculum, Einstein would read advanced science books on his own, often staying up late to study. His rebellious streak grew, and he eventually dropped out of school at the age of 16. However, Einstein's family saw his potential. His uncle, Jacob Einstein, encouraged his scientific interests and provided him with advanced mathematics books. After dropping out of school, Albert moved to Switzerland and enrolled in Zurich Polytechnic, where he began to truly excel in mathematics and physics. It was during this time that Einstein's rebellious mind would ask questions that no one had ever asked before, questions that would lead to the most famous theory in modern physics. In 1905, while working as a lowly clerk at the Swiss Patent Office, Einstein's mind was busy solving some of the biggest mysteries of the universe. That year, known as his Annus Mirabilis, or Miracle Year, Einstein published 4 groundbreaking papers that would change the course of physics. Each of these papers was monumental, but the most famous was the special theory of relativity, which introduced the world to the now iconic equation equals mc squared. This theory proposed that time and space are not absolute. They are interconnected, and they can bend and stretch depending on speed and gravity. His work completely overturned centuries of Newtonian physics and opened the door to new understandings of the cosmos. The concept that energy and mass are interchangeable revolutionized not just physics, but how we view the fabric of reality itself. While Einstein was building a reputation in the scientific community, his personal life was filled with both joy and struggle. In 1903, he married Mileva Maric, a Serbian physicist who had been a fellow student at Zurich Polytechnic. Together, they had 2 sons, Hans Albert and Eduard. Einstein's relationship with Mileva, however, was rocky. They divorced in 1919 after years of strain, partly due to Einstein's growing fame and long hours dedicated to his work. Soon after the divorce, Einstein married his cousin, Elsa Lowenthal, who had 2 daughters from a previous marriage. Elsa was devoted to Albert and managed much of his personal life, allowing him to focus on his scientific endeavors. In 1921, Einstein received the Nobel Prize in Physics, not for his work on relativity, as many might expect, but for his explanation of the photoelectric effect, which was key to developing quantum theory. By now, Einstein had become a global celebrity, a name synonymous with genius. But while the world was fascinated with his intellect, Einstein remained grounded, driven by a desire to understand the universe rather than to seek fame. The 1930s brought dark times for Einstein. As Adolf Hitler rose to power, Einstein, being Jewish, was forced to flee Germany. In 1933, he settled in the United States and took a position at Princeton University. While he continued his groundbreaking research, Einstein became a vocal advocate for peace and civil rights. He used his fame to speak out against fascism, racism, and later, the dangers of nuclear weapons. Though Einstein was a man of peace, He played a small role in the development of the atomic bomb. Fearing that Nazi Germany was developing nuclear weapons, Einstein wrote a letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, urging him to support the creation of the bomb. This led to the infamous Manhattan Project, although Einstein himself had no direct involvement in building the weapon. After the war, he became a leading advocate for nuclear disarmament. Albert Einstein passed away on April 18, 1955, but his legacy continues to shape our understanding of the universe. His theories of relativity remain some of the most tested and confirmed ideas in modern science. From GPS systems to black hole research, Einstein's ideas are still impacting the world in ways few could have imagined. But perhaps more important than his scientific achievements was his boundless curiosity and nonconformist attitude. Einstein wasn't just a genius. He was a man who dared to question everything, always searching for the deeper truth in a universe full of mysteries. As he famously said, "The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing," and that's the true essence of Albert Einstein, a man whose imagination and perseverance reshaped our understanding of reality itself.